How come we have these debates over abortion? And there's no talk of raising children. There's no talk of people being responsible. And that's so many ways. You know, you get with someone, they tell you they're this and that. And you find out they're not, and it's too late. Things like that. You get with someone, and it takes a few weeks to figure out of living with them, because you don't know anyone until you live with them. You learn that they're not going to be a good caretaker, or they're not at all what they said they were. How do you deal with that, though? But why are so many people having kids they don't want? I've had a couple situations in my life where females told me that they had my kid. No, I've never seen a kid. So this is leading exactly to what I'm talking about. Where there are people who are lying motherfuckers. Lying about everything. Lying about who they are and all that. Yeah, this and that. They's hardcore. Like, the new recent trend. I gotta bring this up because it's very relevant and very, very easy to point out if you understand it. And many of you probably don't understand this because black metal is a subculture. But it's like punk, basically, right? But black metal was like all males. And then USA changed what black metal was. And they made a little fancy movie about it on their Hollywood Justin Bieber TV. And now all of a sudden everyone claims they're black metal. I was with some people who was wearing all these cool shirts, and I was like, oh my God, these are the coolest people I ever met. And then they was listening like Justin Bieber and stuff. And I'm like, this is a lying motherfucker. Right? And I've watched males around me be some lying motherfuckers too. As well. Just to get with hoes and shit. But I mean, like, to be honest, like, Dez is probably just treating them like hoes because hoes is acting like this. But, yeah, I mean, the males is acting like hoes, too. Males is hoes and bitches as well these days. But, you know, I see this I see all these problems, and I look at it from different viewpoints. And when I see this pro-abortion, anti-abortion, no one's pro-abortion. I joke around and say I am. But everyone's pro-choice or they're anti-abortion. I'm like, I say like pro-abortion, like you should have been fucking aborted if you're retarded. You know, and not, you know, I'm not being like serious with that because I like disabled people. At least they know disabled. They're disabled like other people don't know they're disabled, and those are the real problems. But what is this problem here going on? The problem is people want to kill fetuses. They had sex with someone they didn't want to when they wasn't ready to have sex. When they wasn't ready to have a child. They didn't know where the baby comes from. I'm not even going to buy into that if you tell me that. You don't know where a baby comes from? Like, you should really be in kindergarten for another 10, 20 years if you can't figure that out. But, there's stuff going on right now. I don't think this is a problem. I don't think pro-abortion or pro-choice, or what is it? Anti-abortion and pro-choice. Because like I said, I don't think there's many of us who claim we're pro-abortion. But you know, pro-choice or anti-abortion. Where does this problem stem from? Like, all these problems have some sort of roots coming from them, and we're never discussing the roots of the problems, and the people should be acting better. They should, they should love one another more. They should respect one another a little more. They should decide who they want to be with and choose who they want to be with. Why would have I ever wanted... Like, I wasted a whole bunch of my life just messing around with different people and stuff. But I didn't want that. I wanted, like, something that I never found. So, that's the reason for me. But, when I see everyone else ain't looking for this golden goose and stuff. And even when I got a golden goose, I was worried. Like, hey, you work way too close to the government. Like, who are you? Tell me who you are. And they taught me about magic and stuff. So that even makes me feel worse. At the end of the day, it makes me feel like more supportive in my decision to be worried about finding the golden goose, because they taught me about something, and then they claim they don't understand what they taught me, yet they were the ones showing me voodoo dolls and had companies named FX Magic and work with the government and work with Hollywood, and they don't know anything. I was like, oh yeah, I'm straight retarded. But some of these other people, like, they're not interested in that much stuff. Like the average male, I don't think cares if his female watches football or does anything of interest. I don't know, man. Sometimes the average male just doesn't care at all. Like, maybe that's the problem here with everything going on in the world, is the average male just doesn't care. He has no self-respect. He doesn't care about anything. And like, I'm right there with you. Like, frig this all. So I can understand what that's like these days. But I think the problem here isn't whether we should abort children or not. I think the problem is, why do we want to abort children? Why are we having children if we don't want to have children? Why are we having sex with crumb bums that we're not going to want to talk to tomorrow? Why would I want to waste my time with a crumb bum who I'm just going to want to kick in the head when I wake up next to tomorrow? Why? This isn't a matter of religion or decency or degeneracy. Let's come at this from just like a logical angle. Why? Why would I want... I don't want to waste my time with someone who I don't want to wake up in 10 days and see again. It's cute, it's cool. I guess there's a lot of hoes out there, and a lot of male hoes. When I say the word hoe and bitches, this is not a feminine, sexist thing, because there's a lot of males out there, it seems, who are hoes and bitches. And why waste time with these people we don't want to be around? And I don't know how to fix it. Like, every little thought I have on how to fix it, it's like, ooh, the government can have like a database and tell us, like, when we meet a female, they can tell us our history and we know everything. And it's like, wow, we really need the government. We really need more databases. We really need more rules and laws. Man, what we need is people being, like, honest and trying to be upfront about who they are and not fucking around and playing games with other people. That's what we need. Everyone needs this. Everyone. There's so many people I see in relationships that I don't think should exist, but they exist. They make it exist. They work really hard. I've got people I know. I've studied closely to me and learned about them, and they have relationships that work for them. And this is a planned effort. It took some work. Planned effort took some work. And then these other things are just people frigging off all over the place. And I'm not saying you don't have the right to frig off. In fact, you probably should frig off. And where these children come from that no one wants. Oh, you accidentally had sex with someone at the bar. What the fuck are you going to a bar to? Who the hell? Yeah, I went to a bar a few times, and every time I go to the bar, I just feel so bad. It's like I don't belong here. I'm not going to meet anyone like me here. At the very best, I'm going to meet someone like me here who doesn't want to be here and feels out of place here. And that never happens. Really. That doesn't happen like that. And so we go there and we want one night of sex and stuff. It's like, what happened to the family? I mean, the birds out here, the geese. The geese have families. They have little ducklings. They had a little gang. Their little gang came up on me the other day, running me off this place, bro. That's fucked up. They're lucky. They're lucky I'm a good person, because I could have showed them why they shouldn't treat me like that. But I let them get away with it. And everything else here is like a family. They're like made. Now, granted, there is some animals who aren't family, like the wolf, the tiger, the lion. The tiger and the lion are kind of like the humans. They'll kick the male out. They get rid of the male. Once the females have had the children, they just kick that male out of the pride, because he's just garbage at that point. It's very human. Another reason I think we like these giant kitties so much is because they're so much like us. But I don't think we should focus on whether we should kill embryos or not. And we should focus on, why the hell are you sucking on that dick? Why don't you suck some good dick that you want to keep sucking for a while? I hate to be that raw, but you know what it is? I'm not pulling the punches. I don't pull punches. I'm telling you how it is, how it's going. And I know we got the children, and I label all my videos as not for children. And the whole internet is not for children, but, man, if you let your children on the internet, you're one of the problems here, I think. Fucking, to be honest, you're probably about to abort some fucking children if you think they should be on the internet, man. This place is fucking dirty. But and they censor it of everything of intelligence. They don't censor the children porn. You can go straight to these places where everything comes from, 4chan, get your children porn and all that. You can go straight to the black market. You can buy some counterfeit bills. You can buy a child. It's like, and the children are the ones who know this stuff best. So, that's a whole nother 90-hour discussion talking about the internet. But this abortion thing, pro-abortion, anti-abortion, how about pro-parents raising their children? That's what I'm for. I'm for get rid of schools, get rid of the government from families, make parents educate their children, make children who are having sex with one another not just have sex with every little thing they can find for fun. What's the point of this? If there's all these diseases and consequences which are immaculate, large. I don't know if immaculate is the right word, but just large. The consequences can be very large for having sex with someone who you don't want to have sex with. Why not just make it so we can have sex with people we want to have sex with, and if we accidentally have a child, we're like, oops, that's going to be the coolest child ever, and we're going to have to take care of it. We're going to have to raise it, right? And they try that kind of with eHarmony and all that, and I still think that's like really rigged. It feels like there's bots on these sites trying to sell you subscriptions and get you to talk to them and go away. And there's still people who aren't honest. Like, the questions on eHarmony are female oriented, so the male cannot ask certain things he wants. It doesn't matter. It's all like, oh, do you enjoy Gone with the Wind? And if not, will you watch Gone with the Wind if someone else enjoys it? And it's never like, hey, do you like Terminator? Like, and if not, do you want to watch Arnold Schwarzenegger smack some people upside the head if you don't like it every now and then, if your partner likes it? It's always like biased one way towards this. You know, you got this estrogen people over here, and you got these savage testosterone beasts over here, and it's different. And then the questions are all aligned over this way. It's like we're the Cowtown over here. And what's going to happen? Like, you're going to get these men over here who don't give two rats' ass about this other side. And they're just going to use him and abuse him and kick him to the curb. And then, what's the answer when they fuck up? Abortion. Or not abortion. Whatever the answer is. It's one of the two. Child support or abortion. And so, you know, like, it really hasn't solved stuff. And I hate it. I joke around and I say, like, the government needs to create databases on who people are, and then we can, we could instantly link up with a person who is like us, and we wouldn't care. We'd have a child and we'd be like, oh, that's so cool. This child is gonna, you know, like, some people be like, oh, this child is gonna, like, bless the planet and raise it to the ultimate extremes it could ever be. And then some of us would be like, this is going to be the coolest child ever. He's just going to burn down the planet. Like, this is going to be so cool. But I think there's a deeper problem here than abortion or not abortion. And it's people taking responsibility, people having respect, people being honest, people getting with what they want, and dealing with it, dealing with life from there. But there's always got to be some hoopla, huge walk around like reality. Like, everything is kind of based this way. It's almost like it's set up for there to be a problem for you to solve, and you can be the hero of the day or something. I like to think positive. I think like 2 seconds of the day, I think positive and hopeful thoughts. And so sometimes my thought is like, hey, look, it's set up so we can create this. So we can be the hero of the day and create this. And I think this is what's really going on here with the abortion and anti-abortion. What we really need is respectful partnership. We need people not to lie to each other. We need people to disclose what they're really after and what they really want. And then, however all that happens, I hate to even say the word government or database or taking tests. You guys know I hate all that. I think school's nonsense, tests are nonsense, and I scored really high on all that stuff. And I've been involved in government. I think that's nonsense. I think people are nonsense, but I think there's a different problem here other than abortion and anti-abortion. I think there is people who probably shouldn't be with these other people, and they wake up the next day and they're like, what the hell did I just do? And then you can solve that somehow. I'm not sure how we're going to solve that without guns and government and force and enslavement. But, you know, it starts with the people being honest. And, like in my experience, it's like been several females who've lied to me about who they are. But I've watched other people, and there's males who lie just to get around and all that stuff. And it's like, okay, well, you know, there's a different problem going on other than abortion and anti-abortion and People are like burning down and destroying cities over this stuff. And it's about parental responsibility, self-control, and truth and honesty. Because let me tell you, like, if there was some sort of database where the things I asked for in a person would pop up and provide me with a female who claims she was those things, as long as she was being honest, that would work out very well. But I've never had that. And to be honest, like, some of the best relationships I had were people who I didn't care about what I want. We just got along because I didn't care. But when I started asking for things I want, that became a problem, because people was like, oh, I'm this and that. I'm everything you want. And I could learn in like 30 minutes that I'm being lied to. And now I'm not just being lied to. Now I feel like a little beer. Now I feel like someone thinks they're going to kick me around and stomp on my head. And they probably will, because this is that type of personality that does this stuff. If you lie about who you are, this is a personality and stuff. If you make up stuff to do something in life, this is a personality and stuff. I think this is the real problem. Not abortion and anti-abortion. I think the problem is humans learning to respect one another and be honest with one another. And hopefully there's enough women and men with things in common to interact and procreate if this ever comes to surface. Other than that, everyone's just going to have to keep lying. Women and men are just going to have to keep lying about who they are in order to have sex and have babies, unless we can figure out what's going on, how to deal with it, how to manage it properly. Other than that, we're just going to have to keep killing babies, I guess.